buy cheap government tax liens that could pay 18 to 36%, or you could end up owning a house sometimes for as little as the back taxes owed plus the cost of foreclosing. This is one of the best ways to get amazing deals in real estate and to really kick off your real estate investing journey for creating wealth in a world of real estate when the stock markets are crashing, inflation is going through the roof. Good investors are turning to tax lien and deed investing. The biggest problem is where do you go and how do you start and how do you research it? This is a foreign concept to the average person, and with you tuning in today, we want to give you an educational tutorial that you can follow along with at home to possibly find some of these tax lien properties that you could get a guaranteed interest rate by the government. It's backed and secured, not like some crypto or stock. It's secured by collateral. And the worst case scenario with a tax lien is if they don't pay you back your principal plus the interest, you can foreclose on the property and get the property for the price of the tax lien plus paying out the other 3 years taxes and the cost to foreclose. So when you foreclose on a tax lien, it's generally you get the property for 3 to 5% of market value. So this is one of the biggest and most slept on opportunities in real estate. It's been around for over 200 years, and right now tax lien and deed investors are loading up on real assets and just crushing it. So I want to hand this video over to my business partner, Mr. Josh Blanchard. This guy has been to hundreds of auctions. He's a title tax lien and deed expert at an auction right now as we speak. So I'm going to hand it over and we're going to walk you through this step by step so you can actually follow along at home, find these properties, and perhaps start creating some residual income and wealth for yourself and your family through tax liens and deeds. And let's hand it over. Josh, over to you.
Hey everybody, it's Josh here with Tax Lien School, and in this video today, I'm going to show you how to find profitable winning tax liens. Okay, so to get started, we are going to go to vault.taxlienschool.com. And so this is our new interactive map. We've got tons of information, a knowledge vault, and what we want to look at today is just some upcoming auctions so that we can use real world data that is relevant and timely. So we can see in the next week here, there are a couple of lien sales. We've got a county in Alabama, another one in Alabama. That's a tax deed auction. We got in Coleman County tax lien auction, and then a few that have just passed here. So I wanted to come to the vault to look at upcoming auctions. We can just pick one that's happening. So let's go ahead and I've already got Etowah County in Alabama pulled up. And so we're going to use this as an example to show you how to find profitable winning tax liens. And the reason why is that most tax liens are actually going to redeem. Generally, about 90% of the tax liens are going to redeem. And so instead of tying up your capital, or sometimes, it could be if you bid down the interest, it could be as low as 0% if it's an extremely competitive tax lien sale. So that would not be ideal. It could be up to 16%. But if you don't have a whole lot of capital to work with, I want to help you target tax liens that will most likely not redeem or have a greater chance of not redeeming and having you end up with the property. So we're going to use some examples. So this auction is on gov.ease. And here it is right here, Alabama, Etowah. So we've got unique numbers, parcel numbers, owner names. So let's go ahead. Let's just grab one of these. I haven't looked at these yet. Let's take a peek here. So we've got a physical address, tax year is 2024. Wow, a really high assessed value. So I mean, obviously 13.3, they're 13.4K on, 1.2 million. Most likely that's going to redeem just looking from a number standpoint. But I'm going to show you how to do quickly a little bit more due diligence. And the first thing that we're going to try to do is uncover interested parties. And so the more interested parties that are on a parcel, the higher the likelihood that it's going to redeem. For instance, if we were to look up this property and we were to see that there was a mortgage that was taken out like 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, with a balance, let's say, I mean, if this is worth 1.2 million, let's say there's a $500,000 mortgage on it. The question is, When it comes time to foreclose on this property, you have to send certified mail to every single interested party, letting them know that if no one pays the taxes, that their interest is going to get wiped and that you're going to get a deed to the you're going to get a title, right, for the deed. And so they're going to step in, of course, the mortgage company is going to step in and they're going to pay that, right? Because generally the back taxes and what's owed is going to be relatively small compared to the actual value of the property. So let's go ahead and take this one. Now, what we're going to use is prop wire. Prop wire is actually free, which is pretty awesome. So you don't need to pay for this. Usually I use prop stream, but prop wire is going to get the trick done. So let's go ahead. We're going to take that address and copy and paste it in here. 35904, is that ours? Really, the easiest way I can tell is just I'm going to go here, put the address in. Yeah, that looks about right. Because I'm not familiar with this place, I cannot say if it is or if it isn't. So I'm just going to also Google a Etowah County map. Etowah, whoops, Etowah County map, Alabama. Okay, yeah. So anything in this area is spot on. So we do have it 35904, 35904. So let's go ahead and open it up and we can see here what we've got going on. Now, this is saying that it's worth a lot less. So maybe we're not on the correct thing. And so looking at the parcel map is going to help. Let's see, what do we got here? Assessed value 255,000. Address. Do we have a parcel number that we could match up with it? Yeah, the 16-1614, 16-06, 16-06, 14-0.12.011. Okay, yeah, so they look the same. Total market value. All right, let's go with, I'm not sure why the county has this total true value, true building value. But anyways, we'll just go with the assessed right now. It's 255,000. So when you come in here and you're looking at prop wire, you're quickly going to get a couple of things here that you can see. So one of them is absentee owner. So if the owner is out of state, that is going to have a little bit of a higher chance that it's not going to redeem. So we like that. Now, free and clear also means we've got a little bit of a higher chance of it not redeeming. And so if we come in here and we see that there's a mortgage on the property and there's a substantial balance left on the mortgage, when it comes time to um, go ahead and foreclose on that tax lien, when you send out notifications, the lender is going to see that and say, whoa, I'm not okay with this. And they're going to go ahead and pay the back taxes. High equity, we like that. Out of state owners, we like that. So it's not even that they're necessarily absentee owners, but they're also out of state. So somewhere else, built in 2005. Also, the longer that someone has owned the property, also the higher the likelihood that it's not going to redeem. But with this one being such high value, now Prop Wire is saying it's got an estimated property value of $52,000. Of course, we would have to look into that, do a bit of a deeper dive. Same thing with the parcel. But as far as are there any obvious signs that this would get redeemed? Not necessarily, not really, other than a very low open bid to value. Can we see when they got this transferred? 2021, deed of trust 2021. So warranty deed, German American Bank. I would still want to do a title search just to confirm that there actually is no mortgage on the property because we see this deed of trust and we see a transfer and a warranty deed with that transfer. But it can actually be confusing. And so this is more or less a bit of a preliminary check. And then if you really don't think there's a mortgage, you're going to go ahead and do a title search. to confirm that, especially if you're spending a lot of money on the tax lien, because again, sometimes they may just treat this as a warranty deed. They might say a blanket warranty deed when really it could be a warranty deed subject to a lien, which would be a mortgage, as an example. But on paper, it doesn't look like there's a mortgage. That's not coming up there. You want to do that title search to confirm. Let's grab another one. Maybe not so high. Let's go a little bit lower. Let's go 2 grand, 2.2. So we've got a physical address here, assessed value $45,000. Let's go ahead, 50 Lee Circle. Also, you can see that they've got a different mailing address, which is pretty common. 50 Lee Circle. We got Rainbow City. We got Cropwell. I'm pretty sure we're in Rainbow City, right? When I looked at the map. Yeah, there's Rainbow City, so it's got to be that. But we'll confirm it here in a sec. 500 Lee Circle, Rainbow City. Let's go ahead, throw this in prop wire. Whoa, 507,000. What we can do is just check the mailing address, make sure it lines up with what we've got. 1211 Alcott Road. 1211 Alcott Road. And of course, you can always line it up with the parcel number 2. Okay. So about 2 grand, what we're showing, you can always see as well a portfolio. So if they got a lot of properties, that would be a pretty good indication that there's not a lot of motivation there, because they could just sell some of those to go ahead and cover the back taxes. Free and clear, absentee owner, high equity. Now, if a property was vacant, it's going to show up here. And now the chances of that tax lien holder, sorry, not the tax lien holder, that would be you, the owner of the property, that would make the chances of this lien getting redeemed even lower. So you come in, there's no mortgage, it's free and clear, out of state, and the property is vacant. Now we're at that point, we're getting into a high likelihood that it's not going to redeem. And so if you do have a limited amount of capital and you're not interested in the 5%, 10%, up to 16, 20% interest on your money, and you want to get a property, it's paying attention to stuff like that that is going to help your dollar go the furthest. Because again, when it comes time to foreclose on the tax lien, you've got to send certified mail to everybody who has an interest in the property, letting them know that if nobody pays the taxes, their interest is going to get wiped out. Okay, so let's do one more. And then history is always great to just see how long they have held it for. Sometimes it's not going to bring up any information. That could be that they've just owned it for that long, but then they would generally show up as a tired landlord in this section. Let's grab one more. I think that it's starting to make sense a little bit. Wow. Also, you can see that they've got a lot. They've got a lot going on. You can see their name there quite a bit. And also, very, very, very important to make sure that you're getting the oldest year. So in this example, we can see that there's 2021, 2022, 2023, and now this is 2024. So you've got to have the oldest tax lien, of course, to foreclose on a property. Let's go ahead. Let's just take this one to continue our example. I'm just going to put it into Zillow first, see what comes up. Gadsden. So we do know that Gadsden is exactly where we are. And we can confirm it with the parcel number as well. There we go. $63,000, absentee, free and clear, high equity, tired landlords, vacant homes. Okay, so at this point, we are feeling pretty convinced that this property is not going to redeem, because it's really checking all of the boxes. The other thing is that they have about 11 properties as well, so you could try to go ahead and get the tax liens on all of them. But again, this is a 2024 auction, and so it looks like there are previous liens. So the oldest lien holder is the one who has the right to foreclose on the others. So I hope that helps. This is just a little bit of due diligence you can do. And again, this is for free. You don't necessarily need to do the title search. That is just to confirm. For instance, if it says there's no mortgage, that's how you can go ahead and you can confirm that. Just because sometimes Prop Wire and Prop Stream, they do get it wrong. Okay, great. So what you got to do is come to the Knowledge Vault, vault.taxlienschool.com. Check this out, and you can look at upcoming auctions here. So you don't have to have an account to look at the next 7 days. If you wanted to get the entire year auction calendar, you can go ahead and you can sign up, and that's the other way to get access to the whole thing. Okay, great. Thanks a lot for watching this video. We always have live coaching in person in Texas once a month, and we also do virtual auction training for Philadelphia as well, which you can do from the comfort of your own home from anywhere in the world. So click the link below if you want to do a phone call to see if you're a good fit for those, and looking forward to seeing you in the next video. All right, thanks a lot. Take care. If you have any questions, throw them down below. And as always, like, share, subscribe. Thanks a lot. We'll see you later, guys. Bye.